The Nerlin Nerds podcast is brought to you by What Lola Wants. Go to WLWPrivateChefs.com for information to reserve top quality chef and restaurant services in the Chicagoland area. Pulpery Media presents Nerlin Nerds with your hosts Brock and Ben. This is where we discuss the pop culture topics that interest us and those minor details that irritate us.
I don't know if this is not in
Well, let me just preface it with this. Night 2 was everything except the main event was really fucking good.
Yeah, night 2, and we'll get almost AJ Styles and Logan Paul. Okay, it is what it is. The ending was trash. Logan Paul can wrestle. AJ Styles is getting old. Put on a good wrestling match. There just wasn't enough build.
I think that's a good summary. Yeah,
don't care. Great wrestling match.
Logan Paul needs a true, where he's the antagonist. We need a true protagonist to Logan Paul, like that dude. He fights 2 or 3 times a year,
and now it's like he's the special attraction. Like he comes in and they try to put him with like the most athletic guy who could put on a good match, but like match his style. He
needs to go again. Penta would be a good.
You took the words right out of my mouth. Penta, or now that Rusev is back.
Yeah.
That would be another good one.
Yeah.
All-American white boy, and then Rusev, the Bulgarian brute.
I would kill you.
Drew McIntyre and Damian Priest put on a...
That was good.
They were stiff. I don't want to hear, there's no barbed wire, there's no this, there's no blood. No, they put on a stiff street fight.
Yeah, outside the ring was where... Like when he what do you call that move?
Backdropped him?
Yeah, when he backdropped him on the gangway.
Yeah.
Like, you could tell, like, both of them were hurt.
Dude, the suplexes and shit that they were doing on top of the stairs.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you know that. Drew McIntyre's back looked like...
I mean, they were bleeding,
meat.
But internally.
And on their back.
Yeah.
Like,
Drew McIntyre definitely.
Stiff chair shots. The finish of the match was wild, where they had the chair wedged into the corner.
Yeah.
Damian Priest's head was here, and Drew just Claymore kicked his head through the chair. Perfect. Actually worked. The right person went over. Damian Priest came to the ring. I'm not going to say Slayer. Kerry King played him to the ring with Slayer-ish music. The name of his finishing move is South of Heaven.
Damian Priest, please. Just a new hairdo and cut out the frills on your outfit. Like
he is
like all the
Undertaker.
Yeah, I mean like all the chains, like it's like, dude, you don't have the nipples to pull it off.
Kane could pull that off, but he also wore a mask.
Yeah.
So, that's why he had...
Damian Priest is good.
Damian Priest is fantastic.
He just looks ridiculous.
And he wrestles half the match without the singlet on anyway.
Yeah, so just...
Because he pulls it down, so, just go...
And just wear the leather pants and...
Do what Roman Reigns did. He got rid of the bulletproof vest and just went with his... Sorry, we don't mean to be... But the aesthetic...
Criticizing fashion.
The aesthetic counts.
No, it does.
It's the whole thing. All right. Braun Breaker, Penta, Dom, Finn Balor. Solid 4-way.
Yeah.
Not Dom.
With scheming and
Breaker,
crazy stuff.
That was his coming out party.
It's a shame he lost the belt, but...
It was all for a reason.
Yeah.
It was good. Hard-hitting. Of course, when you've got Penta in there with Dominic and Finn Balor, all guys who can go.
Penta's been up for a half a year now.
Yeah, and he's the man everywhere.
Yeah.
He hasn't been in WWE's... world, and he's already picked up the style, because there's a WWE style.
Yeah.
AEW is they concentrate on wrestling.
Well, I was gonna say, I mean, he's got a nice hybrid of.
Correct.
He's got the lucha libre, but then he can still go.
He can wrestle
toe to toe with the
WWE.
slap fight.
Correct. Exactly.
Yeah.
Dom won, and it was the biggest pop of the weekend. Easy, biggest pop.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Biggest pop of the weekend. Yeah.
I didn't realize he was like the people's champ like that.
I don't think he was. I mean, I think he's been growing. Because he's put in the fucking work.
That's true.
Put in the fucking work.
Yeah, he's everywhere.
And just think all of the, we were talking about it off mic, he became Dirty Dom because he
betrayed his father,
beat up his dad, and had to go to jail.
Yeah,
that's where
because that's when he joined Judgment Day.
Correct.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And then he was.
Then he was Rhea Ripley's
cuck boy.
He was cuck boy to Rhea Ripley. And again,
then he grew a pair, and now he's with Liv.
And then he was with Liv, and now he's won his Great on You. Awesome.
I hope they work his character as like it totally goes to his head.
Oh, of course. That's what he was like when he had the North American Championship.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see, like, once he gets out there for his first match at Backlash, which is in St. Louis. And Randy Orton's from St. Louis, and he's wrestling for the belt because John Cena won. Solid main event.
We'll get to that, yeah.
All right. So now we can get to, you want to go with,
Let's
Liv
do
Morgan,
Cena,
Liv Morgan, Raquel Rodriguez versus Bayley. Bayley didn't come in. Becky Lynch showed up to the surprise of absolutely
nobody.
one.
Yeah.
And she won the belt. Yay. And they made up for it the next night.
Because Charlotte Flair was doing the same thing that Becky Lynch does when they pin people and they do that like headbanging thing.
Just 1,
yeah,
2, 3.
I mean, like I get it, but then you're going like you're shifting. I mean, if there is any way that like if somebody was like, I'm gonna fuck up the storyline,
right?
Like you're shifting your weight when you're pinning somebody, so it's easier to get out of.
Michael Cole should call them out on that because he does.
Yeah.
Just Liv lost the belts, her and Raquel, but they won them back the next night.
Yeah.
Because Becky Lynch turned heel and she's joining her husband in whatever this. They should call it Branch Davidian is what they should call their group.
No, it's going to be some mafia-esque name. It's Seth Rollins. It's not going to be.
But they have a mafia group in NXT.
No, I'm just saying, like it's not going to be religious based. Seth Rollins does not have that big of an ego.
No, cult based.
Could be.
Remember, he was the Messiah for a minute.
Yeah.
He can't go back to that. He's got to evolve. That's
but
I mean,
this is pure architect. He maneuvered pieces behind the scenes.
Exactly.
Which is what he used to do to make Roman Reigns win.
He's the man.
He is.
He is the man. Okay, so Io Sky, Bianca Belair, Rhea Ripley.
Best fight of the night.
Yeah, I think it was.
I'm just saying, like all the other
second best match of the weekend.
Yeah, and it's a very close.
Right.
I mean, it's very close. I would say like
you have a men's triple threat and the women's triple threat, and
all the other women in WWE because like NXT is becoming its own thing.
Yeah, they've got more women down there than they do dudes.
Well, and they've already been like, oh, we got to fight like Rhea Ripley.
Yeah,
right?
Exactly.
So, but those three, like all three facets of great storytelling wrestling.
You had the two behemoths that were ignoring Io, and then Io gets involved and shows them both like, fuck both of you, I can kick the shit out of either one
like
of you.
Zipping around him like she's a Pokemon character.
Right. Like, and smacking him in the face. Like, I love...
And then gets the coup de grace at the very end.
I enjoy the love that she got from the crowd.
Oh, she's fun to watch.
She is fantastic.
And she will kick the shit out of somebody and take a kick to the face.
Yes, and she can actually wrestle, which is fantastic.
Yeah.
And she's beautiful, too. So she checks every single one of those boxes.
Yeah.
So does Bianca Belair and Rhea Ripley, anyway. But, yeah, they put on...
I mean, from start to finish, it was like...
Yes, because it started the way that the story's always gone, right?
There's either like a lull at the beginning or a lull in the middle. This was like from the bell to the very end. It was like,
Here's what Mick Foley said. He was talking about the Hell in the Cell, but he always said, if you start with a bang, it doesn't matter how shitty the rest of the match is.
Yeah.
You know, as long as you
That explains Mick Foley's career.
Start out of the gate on fire with something they won't think of. It doesn't matter until the finishing sequence. Everything else doesn't matter.
Yeah. But this was, I mean, it was balls to the wall.
Start to finish.
Yeah.
Which is what a triple threat should be.
Exactly, yeah.
Which is what the dudes did.
Which is what a tag team match should be.
Correct. And now it's gone into singles.
Yeah.
You know, triple threats. The only time the triple threat match slowed down with CM Punk and them is at the very end when it was like they're all dead tired and Paul Heyman has a chair. Then it slowed down. This one was non-fucking stop, and then...
It ended.
Yeah, like, did Rhea have...
No, so Bianca pinned Rhea, and was about to get the third count,
and then the moonsault came in. Okay, I didn't know if it was
and
she
then
had her in a submission.
Yeah, and then Ao flipped over and then pinned Bianca.
Okay,
because Rhea was out.
Yeah, at that point.
Yeah.
God, because a triple threat works if. It works when three people are in the ring.
Well, you have to have all three buy in.
Correct. And the way they get through the middle parts is they either two team up on one, or one of them just gets completely wiped out. So then it's a one-on-one match for a second.
Well, and this is where like the selection was perfect, because most of the match you're focused on Bianca and Rhea.
Correct.
And Ao, she'd come in to do some amazing shit. She'd get knocked down, and she'd roll out of the ring and disappear because she's smaller.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
And that's how she did the finishing move. Like, no one, I mean, not even the cameraman picked it up until like the last second. You can
hear the crowd do it. There was another move.
Yeah. I think either Cole or Wade was like, oh, wait. And then they finally flipped the camera.
You see her smack. Yeah. You know what?
At the last second. Which is like, that's beautiful cinematography too. It's like,
production.
Oh, this match is over. Holy shit.
I want camera 3 here on the pin, referee pin right here. I don't want anybody seeing this. And then, switch to camera 4.
Yeah.
Catch it. Yeah.
Done.
Well done, Triple H. All right, main event. My boy, John Cena against Cody Rhodes. John Cena's black and white entrance.
I love it.
Well done.
Well done. My disappointment is not with the actual match. I love this story.
Yeah.
So fucking much. Like, 90% of the fight, Cena knowing, like, being that, like, I've been doing this for fucking ever.
Right.
Like,
and you and all of these people are proving me right.
Right, yeah. And so when, like, Cody would do something and there was a couple of times early on or mid-match he had him pinned and he's just like, he's got a chokehold on him. He's just going like, nah.
When he put Cody in a headlock, like old school, like heel boring, like and the crowd cheered. I went, okay, heel John Cena's working.
Yeah.
I get that people weren't. I think Travis Scott ruined it.
Yes.
If The Rock came out, that makes way more sense. But The Rock's an egotistical son of a bitch.
So that's where
inserted himself in, not having the time.
So that's also where I'm wondering about Paul Levesque too, because so I'm sitting there, I got the clock above my TV, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, so match roughly starts about 9, right?
Yeah.
Or, 9.
I was not on God's
time. I know. Yeah. So yeah, true. But as I'm going through, I'm like, okay, I've been doing this enough with you. I'm like, I'm understanding ebbs and flows and shit like that.
Right.
So it's like, or roughly starts about like 9:10 is when like, they actually start. Because there was that point where Cena just rolls out of the ring. And
classic heel move.
No, I'm not doing it.
Right, classic heel move.
So as they start fighting, and as it approached like 9:30, I'm like, all right, somebody's going to magically appear. And so when Travis Scott...
That was around the ref bump time.
Yeah.
And then shit went crazy, and then Travis Scott showed up.
But so I'm sitting there going like, 9:30, and then like the last 30 minutes is going to be this like match like it was at the last WrestleMania.
Avengers Assemble.
Yeah.
Right.
Or at least the people that we thought were going to show up. The Rock, Stone Cold.
No, Stone Cold ran over somebody.
Yeah, I know.
Did you see how angry that woman was?
Yeah.
We got 30 seconds. John Cena won.
Yeah, but they like the previous night, they went up to 10 o'clock.
Yes.
This night, they finished 20 minutes early.
Yep.
You got to be thinking, like, something went on. Like you said, like, maybe The Rock was like, I'm not fucking showing up to this thing or whatever. And then Levesque had to improvise. The following segment has been brought to you by Whatever Lola Wants. Go to WLWPrivateChefs.com for information to reserve top-quality chef and restaurant services in the Chicagoland area. The Nerla Nerds podcast is a production of Pulpery Media, produced and edited by Ben Grimion, marketing by Brock Ryder, graphic design by Beck Ryder and Ben Grimion, Music by the Heisenberg Compensators.